How's it going, guys? I'm Zorbs III, and welcome to my Season 11 checklist. So what is a season checklist? Well, in this video I'm going to talk about what my goals are for this season, and what weapons and activities that I want to complete. This includes all of the weapon god rolls I want, the activities I want to get done, including some solo PvE activities. But before we get into the video, I need to let you guys know that I stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/ZorbsIII, and I'm on all socials under ZorbsIII, so if you enjoyed the video or have any questions, feel free to come check me out on those socials. And with that out of the way, let's get into the light.gg and check out the god rolls that I want to get for this season. Alright, now we are on light.gg, and we are starting off with the first weapon that I will be hunting for, and that is the False Promises auto rifle. So you can see that this weapon has a lot of good perks, but before we get into what my god roll is, let me just say that this gun is going to be mainly used inside of PvP. And with that said, let's get into the god roll that I would want. For the barrel, I would want small bore, but there are plenty of other good barrel options that I wouldn't mind getting. For the magazine, the main magazine that I want to get is high caliber rounds. This is so that when I'm using my auto rifle, I'm able to flinch my opponent, making it harder for them to hit me. Now let's get into the main perks of the weapon, and the first perk slot, I want to try to go for Killing Wind or Dynamic Sway Reduction. For the second slot, I'm going to try to get a roll with either Swashbuckler or Unrelenting. Now we're on to the Whispering Slab, and my god roll is a little bit odd, so let me get into the perks and then I will explain why I chose these perks. So my ideal roll would be a Polymer String, Fiberglass Arrow Shaft, Hipfire Grip, and Unrelenting or Opening Shot. So now let's get into why I would want this roll. The main perk that will probably confuse you is Hipfire Grip, because there are better perks, right? So when I like to use a bow, I like to not aim down sights. This allows me to be more aware of incoming enemies and be able to make decisions with more info available to me. That is why I wanted to get Hipfire Grip. The rest basically explains itself. With the Cold Denial, we're going to skip the magazine and barrel perk and go straight into the main two perks. With the recent buff to high impact pulse rifles, you will see this weapon become a stagnant build instead of the PvP meta. The perks that I want are Killing Wind for the first slot, and for the second slot, I'm trying to go for a roll with either Eye of the Storm or Unrelenting. They're both very good perks, especially on this weapon. Next weapon is a returning weapon from the Warmind DLC, and that is the Akilo Shotgun. This gun will be mainly used in PvE, and that will be reflected with the perks. So let's get into the two main perks that I want. The first one is Lead from Gold, and the second one is Trench Barrel. This will make it really good for PvE and boss damage. And on top of all of that, because this weapon was re-released this season, it means it won't be sunsetted for a couple of seasons. So the last weapon, or weapons, we are going to get into are the swords that have shaken the community. The Falling Guillotine and the Temptation's Hook. With these swords, I basically want the same roll, so that is why I grouped them into one. For the first perk slot, I want Relentless Strikes, which makes every third light attack return some ammo to your sword. This is important when you're trying to put out some insane boss DPS. And for the second perk, I would either want Whirlwind Blade or Vorpal Weapon. This is so I can maximize my boss DPS, making it more potent for those single target boss engagements. And with all those weapons out of the way, let's get into what kinds of things I want to challenge myself with in Destiny 2. There is a large variety of different secret missions and or dungeons. From the 0 Hour mission to the Pit of Heresy dungeon, there are plenty of hard activities inside of Destiny 2. But let's get into why I bring this up. My goal this season is to attempt to complete all of those missions and dungeons completely solo. As someone that is not known to be a PvE person, my main goal is to try and go out of my comfort zone. This will allow me to become a better player in all fields of Destiny 2. There are a few different titles that I would like to complete or get in Destiny 2. The main two titles that I want to go for this season are Unbroken and the Conqueror titles. With that said, getting the Unbroken title will be significantly easier because I've gotten every other Triumph done and just need to reach Legend. However, the Conqueror title will be much harder. I myself have never done a Master Nightfall, let alone a Grandmaster Nightfall. This means I have a lot to learn if I plan on going for this title. With that said, this is all going to be streamed at twitch.tv/ZorbsIII, so if any of it sounds interesting, go check me out to see what I have planned for that day. And that's all I have for the video. If you like this video, leave it a like, and if you like this kind of content, subscribe to my channel. If you want to see me suffer while I'm going for some of these solo challenges, check me out on Twitch, Instagram, or Twitter, all under the same name, Zorbs III. And with that said, hope you guys enjoyed, and stay positive, gamers.